what we were going to jump into this week is the ads. Like we've done this before. We've done Christmas ads. We've done Black Friday ads before reviews.
I don't think we've ever done Super Bowl.
We've never done Super Bowl. Welcome back to another episode of the Monarch Social Podcast, where we discuss all things digital media marketing.
Yes, I forgot what our second part was supposed to be for season 2, but to give you, the viewers at home, a little bit of insight into this whole wonderful digital world that we all are living in.
I was wondering if you were going to remember or not.
That's the original one. I don't remember if we solidified it.
You're going to have to rewatch episode 1.
Yes.
And figure out what your line was. What's up, Koa?
What's up, Morgan?
Oh, man. Lots.
There's so much.
We always say that, but it's so true. Like, we get to Friday, it's the end of our week. So we record our podcast on every Friday morning. What date is it? It's the 18th.
18th, yes, sir.
This will come out on the following Tuesday, but there's always so much. And so I feel like every time we get to Friday, it's like, oh my gosh, we've done so much. We've dealt with so much. We've accomplished so much.
Yeah. It's like exhausted by the time we get to Friday, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to put it. I'm exhausted today. Like, yeah. I'm tired.
Me too.
We've done some good things this week though. What was your favorite part of the week?
I would say, so right now, I don't know if everybody knows this or if we've even announced this, but we're hiring.
Yeah, we've been hiring a position for a web developer.
Yes. And I think my favorite part has just been two things: preparing for the interviews. I think that's kind of fun. It's just something that's like different. It's not like every single day we're doing that.
Yeah. And
so preparing, thinking of cool, unique questions to ask people, and getting to know just complete strangers. You know, these kids coming in thinking, trying to get a job, and it's interesting to see the backgrounds of all these kids and how diverse each of them are. They each have their own skill sets. It's just cool. It's unique. I like that.
Yeah, I think the hiring process alone is it's so eye-opening, because not only do you need to have the technical background, when you're hiring someone, like, you're looking for the technical background, you're also looking for the personality.
Yeah.
But then you have to be ready for all the questions that they're going to ask you as well.
Yes.
Like, what does this involve? And we have to make sure that we're all ready for that on our end. And so the whole process has been a really big shift in gears this weekend or this week for us, And
I also like thinking like it's just, we're building the future. And so you're trying to pick the right pieces to make the future that you want to have, So it's like finding that right person and molding how we want that department to go. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. And I feel like there's some things that can be taught, but overall you just, I think it's really true where they say hire slow, fire fast,
Yes.
Hire slow, and I think that we're doing that. We're really going through,
dude, and it's been cool. Like I said, I like the interview process. I like asking these kids these questions and just seeing like their initial response. And then it's also unique to see how they hit us with questions. Like one of the ones we had yesterday, I felt like we have a laundry list of questions that we're asking them.
Yeah.
And then we get to the point where we're asking, hey, do you guys have questions for us? And this kid hit us with like every single question in the book.
Rapid fire.
It was like boom, boom, boom.
Really good questions. Like,
they were very good. And they were honestly questions that I'm like, dang, maybe we should add some of these questions to our little interview.
He definitely did his research. Like, he was like all over our website, all over LinkedIn, all over our personal LinkedIns. So he definitely did his research. Listened to even the podcast. So hey, if you're listening, like, good questions. But you have to be like on your game, and so that was really fun this week.
Yeah. And what about you? What was your favorite part about this week?
Probably the interviews as well, because it was so different and having to get ready for that. And like we did interviews all week. We have another one next week. We're doing interviews next week.
Yeah, we have a couple next week actually.
So but that was probably my favorite part. And
it was also one of the more tiring ones, just because, like I said, we had to put a lot of time into building. Really, it's like not building the questions per se, but more of brainstorming how we want that the web team to like function.
Yeah,
and finding that right piece that can plug into the rest of the web team that we already have.
Yeah, and I'm glad that there's two of us. Honestly, I can only imagine how it is for like business owners that only have one, like that's just by themselves and they're hiring. Dude. I'm glad that we have two, so we can at least like
bounce ideas, and
Yeah.
and we just get a lot more stuff done, like
A shit ton more.
delegating and stuff.
So
It's way nice.
good job.
Thanks,
Look at
man.
us.
You too.
Who
Look at
would've
us.
thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me. Not me.
Not me.
All right. So what do you do this weekend? Anything fun?
Honestly, so kind of background. I this year I've been going snowboarding a lot.
Ton.
This is the first time I've had a snowboarding pass in like 3 or 4 years.
You've been shredding, bruh.
So much, and it has been so good. Except for the snow has been really bad lately, just because it's like it hasn't really snowed and it's been warm.
I've heard that we have the greatest snow on Earth.
We do have the greatest snow, and this is the thing is like maybe the beginning of the season was just so dreamy that I am just spoiled rotten with how nice it was, that all this stuff I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, I see.
get this snow away, this icy stuff, ugh.
But
it snowed the other day.
Oh, okay.
And so we're gonna get back on the mountain. I also, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I also maybe I should cue this video. I have this video of me trying to be cool and ride on this like tree, and I ate it, dude. I ate it.
Can we put it in?
Bad, yeah. We can probably
Okay,
throw
jump
it in.
on. For those just listening on Spotify,
Oh, we'll cue it right here.
put it on YouTube.
And anyways, as you can see, well, you can't really see it that well, but like my front leg got hyperextended into the log, like bad, dude. I thought it felt like I broke my leg right after.
When was this?
This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
You didn't even tell me.
Yeah, dude. Well, it was limping. Like it was bad. Like it was so bad. And so that was another reason why I haven't been going, is the leg and then the snow. But my legs are back. Snow's good.
Nice.
We're going. So that's my plan this whole weekend. I'm probably gonna just go snowboarding a bunch.
I have my kid this weekend, so I'm picking up the jet today and having him, and then coming up we have President's Day on Monday.
Yes,
so
Monday
we're
is
not coming to the
President's
office
Day.
on Monday.
Federal holiday.
Is it? Yeah, something like that. So and then we're gonna have to figure out how to get the podcast all edited up.
Yeah,
for
we'll have to do it
Tuesday.
over the
So
weekend or something.
hey, it never stops. We're going from work mode to dad mode to relaxation mode.
What is President's Day?
It's about the presidents, man.
I have no idea what it's like. Like, is it just to celebrate all of the presidents?
I don't know. I mean, I guess so. I feel stupid that you asked that now. It's like I just thought it was about presidents.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm on the same boat, obviously, so I didn't know. That's why I asked. So.
Yeah. Anyway, it's about presidents. I don't know. Presidents.
Hey, we'll
Day.
take it. I'm not asking.
Yeah,
I guess
you
you don't need to ask questions.
We'll
you know?
Google it later. Jesus, we own a business.
Oh, dude. Okay, so for this episode, what did we want to talk about? I think we were going to talk about
Yeah, we're gonna
what happened over. Well, we should guess. What happened last week?
What
What
happened last week?
The Super Bowl.
happened? Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant why we didn't fit podcast last week.
No, the Super
That's why I was
Bowl.
like, what happened?
No, wait. The Super Bowl was last week, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
it was last
it
week.
was on Sunday. So
Yeah.
it's Friday. It was last Sunday. So yeah, that's what we were going to jump into this week is the ads. Like we've done this before. We've done Christmas ads. We've done Black Friday ads before reviews.
I don't think we've ever done Super Bowl,
We've never done Super Bowl.
which is crazy because Super Bowl is like the one. You know what I mean? Like
It's known.
It's the one for TV commercials. That's when the TV commercials are supposed to go down. They
Yeah.
put millions and millions into doing these commercials.
For sure. Overall, and I'll start us off. Overall, I think it was very lackluster Super Bowl ads.
I will say it's yes, but there was also one that stood out so well that it almost makes up for all of them being so bad.
And they even know which one we're talking about without even saying it. There's one that just nailed it.
I agree. I agree. They were very lackluster. Like there was not much. They were all very unique. Like not unique. They were all very typical. Like I guess the best way to describe it would be a huge budget.
Well, exactly.
To try to be funny.
And what I mean lackluster, it's not like the commercials weren't lackluster. It's just nothing stood out because a lot of them were very the same. I think everyone tried really hard to be funny. Mm-hmm. All of them had a huge budget for production.
Huge.
Not just for, the airtime to be on, during Super Bowl, but like their production budget was massive. We're talking of like animation to graphics to the actors, like dude, huge actors in some of these CGI.
A lot of CGI, dude.
So much went into those, and none of them really stand out to me personally.
Well, and I think the reason that they don't really stand out is because it's what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of had that same put in a huge name, multiple huge names.
Yep.
Try to do something that's like
A throwback.
not even smart funny, but like stupid funny.
Like stupid funny.
Like dumb funny. And then yeah, I guess we can get into like what I overall thought the theme was, but that's why I thought that they all blended, was just because they all were so similar. Big names, huge budgets, trying to be funny, but not in any creative way funny.
And before we get to it, we chose our favorite and our least favorite. So before we get to that, though, you got to hang around and stick with us till the end.
Yeah, we'll go over those ones. But as far as the whole gist of them, like what was
that's what I was gonna say.
What was some themes that stuck out to you?
Yeah, so there's definitely categories that you could see. Electric vehicles was one.
Huge. I don't think I saw one car commercial that was not electric.
Yeah, now that you say that, I can't think of one either. We had the Chevy, BMW, the Ioniq,
The Kia.
the one with Jason Bateman. Yeah, the Kia. Was that the Kia, the Ioniq?
I think Kia was
Is that it?
one, yeah.
But yeah, now that you're saying that, I can't think of a car commercial that was not electric. That's really weird. I didn't think about that.
Every single one was electric. And so that was a huge trend I noticed.
Yeah, so electric, Zeus with Schwarzenegger. And
Yep. What was that? It was BMW.
With BMW.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a ton of them.
The other, so electric cars. I
was a
also
huge
noticed
category.
crypto.
Crypto was huge.
Huge. There was so many commercials about crypto, like
Tons.
Anywhere from like Coinbase to crypto.com
Webull.
to Webull to all of the what's the word for those? Not wallets, but the trading like networks.
Like the trading platforms. That
What
you
is
can be
it
on.
called? There's a name for it, a specific name. I'll have to think
Yeah,
of it.
I know what you're talking about too, and I'm having a blank.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of it. I'm like, what is that called? The trading platform? Like,
Yes, it's
where
like
you trade
where
it.
you
The
trade.
exchange.
The exchange, yes, that's
Yeah.
what it is. It's an exchange. Yes.
So
all of the crypto exchanges, I feel like each one of them, at least the major players, they all had at least one spot inside of there.
And what was the next big category that you saw other than electric cars? I think there was three major ones that we talked about.
Food.
So Lay's and Pepsi and like products, right?
Yeah.
But like not like specifically the food and beverage industry.
Like chips and drinks.
Yep. So obviously beer, that was a huge one.
Yep. Beer,
But
soda, Lay's, like potato
Flaming
chips.
Cheetos had a huge budget this year. It seems like they
Doritos.
Doritos, Flaming Cheetos, and then the last one. Do you remember? Oh, we already talked about the platforms. So those were the three.
Yeah. So those are the three. Now, okay. So those are the three. But like, what was the theme that you noticed? There was one theme, and I think it plays. I should say it ties heavily into
the halftime show,
which was the best halftime show I've ever seen in my whole life.
I agree, but when Prince played Purple Rain that one time,
arguably that one was so good too. That one was really, really freaking good. Just given the circumstances,
and
like
the story behind it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
And it was Prince. He's a legend. Like R.I.P. Dude. You know, he's just the best.
But I agree. This was one of the coolest halftime shows out there.
And specifically for our generation, like. I think that whoever was backing this Super Bowl, they hit all the factors. It was in LA.
Yep.
It had the Rams in it, the LA Rams.
Yeah.
It was such a West Coast vibe.
It was.
And who should you throw in the halftime show? Obviously, you're going to hit all the legendary West Coast rappers.
Yeah.
Literally everybody from Dre, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar's ain't like legendary, but you know.
Well, West Coast, you have Snoop and Dre, and the other ones are from different. I don't know where Kendrick is from though.
I don't know where Kendrick's from either.
But the other two are
it was like it was all under Dre because think about it, Dre.
Yeah, exactly.
Dre was like Rostrum Records type of thing.
Yeah, that's sick. But
So
to
sick.
back to that theme though, because of that show, like the theme during the ads, it was like the throwback.
Exactly.
And so that was the common theme through the most of the ads that we saw was whether it was Jim Carrey with the cable guy or Austin Powers, Dr. Evil.
Yeah. They even did some straight up like.
They did Scrubs.
Oh yeah, I did see the Scrubs one.
They did Scrubs.
They even did the one with the. I really liked that one. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese characters. Like the band characters with the little
Metaverse. The Meta.
It was with Meta.
Oh yeah, with Meta.
But they took that old school of like, hey,
It's
this
closed.
is how Chuck E. Cheese things used to work. Like the animatronic guys that would play the things. Went through a whole storyline of how it's like, okay, that's all old. but then they brought it back, threw on some VR glasses, and everybody's rocking out in the metaverse now.
And that was actually when we were looking at some of the reviews of the commercials. I think that one got voted kind of low, but I kind of liked it. Like, I like that one.
Dude, everybody, I mean...
You have your own opinion.
Everybody's got their own opinion when it comes to video stuff.
Everyone
Think about the
has.
movies. Some of my favorite movies have the worst reviews.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm the
So
king
you gotta
of
take it with a grain of salt.
those Class B, scary movies are my favorite. So,
Yes.
but that was a theme throughout all of them. And now let's talk about the worst, and then we'll get to our favorite, which everyone already knows our favorite. They have to by now. But let's talk about the worst ad that you saw, and then I'll talk about it.
Okay, so I personally think that the worst ad that Super Bowl had was Uber Eats. I thought Uber Eats was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was like, I mean, I get what they were doing. So I don't know if we should play the clip first or should we play it after. But essentially, in this video, what they're doing is they're ordering things from DoorDash, or not even DoorDash, from Uber Eats that are not food products. So it's like cleaning supplies, cat litter, lipstick, light bulbs, like just random like house appliances. And the whole goal with Uber was to say, hey, we deliver more than just food now. Even though we're Uber Eats, we still deliver all of this. But it was just so cringe. It was just like cringe because you see people eating
Diapers.
lipstick.
Gwyneth Paltrow eating a candle that tastes like her hoo-ha.
Yeah.
It was very... I think
it was
I
just
think
uncomfortable.
I saw that they were going for, but the whole entire ad was so uncomfortable and gross. And I mean, if they want to get their demographic, their user base, they did it because they're all stupid for using Uber Eats for spending that much money on it.
Dude.
I'll say that. Sorry, it's expensive to use that.
It is one of the more expensive
But it
ones,
literally
for sure.
it literally looked like they were just like stupid people. And I think that stood out to me more than their product. It was like, these guys are idiots, and it had so many famous people in it too. Like
It was
that.
every single one of them was a famous person.
And so I hated it. I
Like I
hated it.
said,
And it made you uncomfortable. I hated it. It made me feel weird.
It did. At the same time, sometimes that, I mean, I get what their goal was, right? Like I could see the people in the boardroom trying to game plan how they want to make this ad go. And it's like, hey, we want it to stand out and be cringe. People are going to obviously be like, ew, what? This person's putting sunscreen on a hot dog? Like,
Yeah.
like what? Ew.
And like dish soap in there. I hated it. And eating a diaper.
And think about it. It got their point across in a very, very simple way. So like the Angels advocate of it would be, they got their point across in a very super quick way, and it stuck out. Like whether it was the worst one we thought or was the best one, at least we're talking about it.
At least we're talking about it.
So
hey, any publicity is good publicity, right?
Yes.
I think that's the saying.
But yeah, I definitely think that it was gross.
I just think it was gross. Made me uncomfortable. Made me hate them even more.
Yeah. And you guys, hey, we'll play the clip. I think we play the clip right now. You guys can check it out. Give us your own feedback in the comments if you loved it or hated it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would love to know your guys' feedback on some of these that we're talking about. What was your favorite commercial or your ad, and what was their least favorite one? Now let's talk about. Let's just talk about the GOAT, the greatest one. It stands out by a mile.
Yes, and like I said at the beginning, they were all very mediocre, but as a whole, if I like judge the whole Super Bowl commercial together because of this one ad, it's almost like, wow, this 2022 season wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't that bad because of literally how great this was. So you explain it.
You got this. You got this. You're
the one who actually saw it live. I didn't get to see it live.
So Coinbase. There we go.
Crypto.
It's Coinbase, and for those listening that hadn't seen it, it was a QR code bouncing around the screen, just like the old DVD logo. And at first, when I was watching, so I was at my house. Actually, I was watching the Super Bowl by myself. I went out later, but I was sitting on my couch, and I was probably on my phone or something. I look up and I just see this QR code, and how I remember it, I don't remember there being sound, but when we looked it up, there was sound.
Yeah.
So maybe I had my TV turned down low or something, but because I was on a phone call, I have no idea. But I just remember looking at it and being like, is my TV broke? Is this my smart TV like acting up? Because I couldn't hear anything, and I just see a QR code, and it was like long. like uncomfortably,
like an awkwardly long time,
like an awkwardly long time for it just to like, there's no speaking going on. And so I whip out my phone and I scan it and I'm like, oh my God. And it kills it. And then at the very end, they do the little nod to The Office or whatever, but it hits the corner, the
perfect
corner, and then it ends, and it's like cooling base. Dude, that wins in so many ways. We just came out of the pandemic where we didn't have menus anymore. Everyone's used to QR codes again.
Yeah, it's a norm now. It's
totally back
established.
to a norm. Number 2, their production budget.
Anybody could make that. Literally
5 minutes on a free website made a QR code.
Yes.
Like, that was awesome. So, like, they didn't pay huge actors, huge CGI. They didn't try to be funny. They didn't try to, like, do the norm. It was simple. It was to the point. It got my attention, and I scanned the damn thing. And then you told me, didn't you read something that it, like, broke?
Yes.
Like,
so I was going to say, yes, the creative side of everything was phenomenal. Like, it's crazy how the simplest can be so eye-opening, you know, and so like apparent. Like, this is just such
less is more sometimes.
Yes,
you know?
and that's like the minimum. Like, that is as minimal as you can ever get.
It's not even a 3D object. It's just a moving, simple, one dimension.
Production's so minimal, but everything behind it, like having that little bit about The Office, that was sweet. That hit that generation. That just added that little extra. The awkwardness of how long it was made it like, whoa. I bet you millions of people probably were like, whoa, what's going on? Is my TV broken? Just like you said.
Dude.
Because you would think that. Yeah. All of a sudden, all the commercials are going and it just goes quieter.
It just goes quiet, and you just look up and it's a black screen with the QR code changed colors, but that's
just like the DVD. Just like the DVD.
Just like the DVD. And it was genius. So hats off to them. It just stood out.
Yes. The creative side was amazing. And then, yes, to what you're saying is it actually crashed. That landing page that they had everybody scan to crashed because of how many people were visiting it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Can you imagine, like, I saw people on Twitter and on social media sites on both sides. Some people were like, they just spent how much for that much seconds just to put a QR code? Like, how much did they pay for the airtime just to put a QR code? And other people were like, that's the smartest thing that you could have done. And I'm on this side of, holy crap, that was amazing. Because you wouldn't expect that for a Super Bowl commercial when you know the whole US is watching. Yeah. And they throw a QR code up and that's it.
And that's no
big celebrities, no big celebrities.
It was great. It was so awesome. Great. And this is devil's advocate to this. Yeah. I bet you there's some people out there that did not like it.
For sure.
Because they were like, what? This is so basic. Like they want to see those big name actors. They want to see all that stuff. But us coming from a creative background, it's like, dude, which one stood out the most? Like, which one was so unique and which one was just different? And which one not only was different to the eye, but you don't see Doritos' website getting crashed because of their Super Bowl commercial. You don't see Kia's being sold out because of their Super Bowl commercial. Yeah. The results was there with this one, too.
Yeah.
Because it was instant action.
It was pretty good.
You had to scan it to figure out what was even going on.
Yes, I loved it. And I have 2 honorable mentions. So those were our least favorite and our favorite. Mm-hmm. And then I have 2 honorable. Wow, that was a hard word to say.
Honorable Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Okay. 2 of those mentions. The one was Planters. Pick a side.
Gary V's company.
Yeah, and I believe VaynerMedia is still over Planters, Gary Vaynerchuk's company. But they had 2 commercials that I saw, but the one that I liked was in the bar one. Yeah. When they're in the bar and it's either choose one nut or mixed nuts, you take a handful of nuts.
Yeah, so they both have a can of mixed nuts. That's what it is. They both have a can of mixed nuts, but one of them is eating each individual nut. And the other one is grabbing a handful.
Like a handful of them.
And they're arguing. They're like, it says mixed nuts right on there. It tells you how to eat them. And the other one's like, I think each of my nuts deserves respect. Or it needs its own time.
And then it was on the news and it was like, choose a side over
now it's
a nut.
It kind of got into the political side of things where it's dividing. Everybody's getting split up.
There was a political side on the it showed a fake newscaster, and there was a political side too. And I just thought that was creative. You know,
it was creative.
It wasn't necessarily stand out as the best, but it was pretty good. And
it was creative.
It was creative,
and it was a breath of fresh air in comparison to some of these other ones that were just so blatantly like stupid,
not funny,
trying to be funny.
And then speaking of that was my number 2 mention. You know, runner up is I think it would be Crypto.com with Matt Damon. And the reason why it stands out is because when everyone was trying to be like funny and over the top, there's only 2 commercials that I saw that were motivation. It was Budweiser with the horses. They stuck true to their horses. I got 3 then. And then the Crypto.com.
Salesforce was also like that.
Oh yeah, Salesforce, but that was so over the top budget and it was stupid. And it's all about Team Earth, and then he lets the balloon go just to litter the Earth. It made no sense. I hated that one.
There's one thing that he says where it's like he's trying to rhyme, and it's just so cringy when he's like, "Stop trying to go to Mars. Let's fix ours." Yeah. I'm like, "Ugh, what?" Like,
if everyone's in the metaverse, we're gonna be here.
The worst. Like, I did not like that part. I get the whole like, let's be motivational and like let's try to like empower people to like. And by the time you're done watching, you're like, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go invest in crypto and invest in the future. I'm gonna save my planet.
But I did really like the Matt Damon appearance because he wasn't trying to be funny. He was just trying to be himself. He's like, hey, I'm just like you and me. And then obviously he's not. He's a freaking millionaire,
multi.
But
it's Matt freaking Damon. It's Jason Bourne right there.
The brave conquer the. I can't think of it. Dang it! It just slipped my mind. But at the
end of it,
there's a saying, and it will come to me in a second. Fortune's the brave, fortune's the brave, or something like that. Anyways, go watch it.
It's a good one.
But I liked it just because it was different. It wasn't trying to be funny. It wasn't trying to be over the top. I just liked it. It just stood out.
Yeah.
So that's our Super Bowl analysis.
Yeah. Overall, like I said, very mediocre for the most part, but that one just was so good, and for so many reasons, from a marketing standpoint, you could just respect it so well. Just thinking about budget, thinking about purpose, thinking about goal, and then looking at results. Like all of those things, tick, all of them.
It checked every box from a marketing standpoint that you want to check, and I love that. So
whoever came up with that needs a raise.
Yeah, could you imagine pitching that? Hey, we're gonna have a Super Bowl. Bring us your pictures, and there's some dude that walks in, QR code.
QR code. That's it. Bounce around the screen. Hit the corner at the end. Done.
It's like hungover from the night before, and they're like, Johnson, where's that report? Walks in, QR code. That's all I got. No, but it was genius.
Simply genius. Simply just very creative.
Props to their creative team and their marketing team. I think they did a really good job. That being said, please let us know what your favorite was, because I'm genuinely interested. So leave a comment somewhere.
And like I said, everybody's got different opinions.
Speaking of the Super Bowl,
yes,
who'd you want to win?
Rams.
Yeah.
For sure. Don't get me wrong. I like Joe. I think Joe's tight. I think his story's tight. But Matt Stafford's story is also tight. And I'm just never liked the Bengals. I can't believe they were even in there. Props to them, but definitely Rams. And low-key, the LA Rams was kind of growing on me a little bit. I will never change my team. My team's the Green Bay Packers. Don't ever get that mixed up. But, they're close to us.
I have such a different view on stuff, and this is going to lead you down a weird path too. But basically, like, I'm not a sports guy. You know this. Yeah. Like,
That's why I'm curious to see who you want.
I had no idea who the people you just said were. They're like, hey, it's a cool story. I couldn't tell you who the hell that is. Not even joking.
Joe Burrow's
the only thing I know about the LA Rams is that their head coach is one of the youngest ever, and that's why I like them.
Guess what? What? The Bengals also have
a young coach.
I want to say he might even be younger.
Really?
Yeah.
See.
He might be. I think Sean was like, maybe he is the youngest, but the Bengals coach is like right above it. And I want to say, don't quote me on this, but I want to say like both of them were under Belichick or somebody. And so they were like both assistant coaches, and now they're both head coaches.
That's super cool. See, I don't know anything, but where my brain goes and how I figure out things is I love gaming. I've always loved gaming. I love streaming, and I love Twitch. And so, following and YouTube, even now, YouTube gaming. Mm-hmm. But basically, Tim the Tap Man.
Oh, Tim, he always is.
He was in a Super Bowl commercial last year, I want to say.
Yeah, he does big football stuff, for sure.
But he wanted the Rams to win, and then when they started losing and stuff, everyone was just dogging him. And then all of a sudden, when they won, he's like, everyone's really quiet now. Yep. And I enjoy that side of things, of seeing just some of my favorite people follow the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. I definitely wanted the Rams to win, too. So that's cool that Mr. Tim wanted the Rams to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's my huge nerdy side, by the way, is that gaming stuff, Twitch and YouTube gaming, and, kind of following, like, those type of people. But don't judge me too hard out there, because gamers are people too.
Yeah, dude, I like the gaming stuff. I'm not a gamer myself, but like I was telling you, dude, I really want to get into gaming. I just I'm borrowing a PS5 right now to see if I want to jump in the boat, but
PC master race, baby.
I know all my friends are switching over to PC heavily.
I was an Xbox guy forever, by the way, and then I made the switch to PC, and I haven't even looked back. I can't even play on Xbox. I can, but just because of memories and stuff. But I'm a huge PC guy now. So.
See, and that's why this opportunity to borrow this PlayStation 5 fell in my lap, is because it's just collecting dust at my friend's house, and he does everything through the PC now. So.
Listen, I could talk about gaming all day long.
Yeah,
because that's a passion of mine. That's a secret passion. Running businesses and
playing video games.
Not necessarily playing it, just following them. There's huge things happening right now in the gaming world. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation, baby.
Yes.
To end this, let's tell them about our event real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay?
Yeah. So we're having an event, and it's going to be on March 24th.
March 24th, baby.
And we're going to be... you give them the details. You're the one who set up the
March
event.
24th, 7 p.m., right here at our office, Church and State. Come on in and learn about SEO and organic marketing. We're going to have swag. We're going to have snacks. We're going to have guest speakers even. So
yes, come learn some SEO.
So if you're in Salt Lake City and you want more details, go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page. They're always in the bio. You can get links there in our bio to get more information on that. But we would love to have you out.
Yes, absolutely.
Where can they find us, Koa?
You guys can find this lovely podcast, as always, on YouTube. That's where you'll catch the video. And then you can also stream this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And there's a plethora of other littler ones that are out there too. So I'm sure we're on whatever streaming platform you choose.
Google Podcasts, Stitcher. We're on a ton of stuff out there, guys. But we thank you for listening. We're grateful if you made it this far. If you can, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.
See ya.